Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, Hume's Little Homestead. Last night I was supposed to move my chickens before I went to bed, but what happened was I was pretty tired and I just totally passed out in bed and I forgot to move the chickens. My broody hens. So what I want to do is separate. I have 3 hens that needed to be separated. I showed you they were all kind of sitting in the nest box together and I want them to be separated. I'll tell you about why in a minute, but first I'm going to tell you what happened. I fell asleep and my baby woke up around 2 a.m. and he's teething and he's getting a bunch of big teeth and his gums were super swollen, so I had to take care of that. And then I was awake and I was like, I should move those chickens because I forgot, I just remembered that I forgot to do it. You know how when you wake up in the middle of the night and you start remembering all the stuff you forgot to do? Anyway, I remembered and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And so then I decided I was just gonna move the chickens because it's best to move chickens at night. If anybody has ever raised chickens, you know it's best to move chickens at night. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna move these chickens. And I get all the stuff gathered and I was like, oh, I better video it. So I have some very strange clips for this video. They're probably entertaining. I haven't even watched them yet, but so I have to tell you what happened because it was really funny. So I get all this stuff. I get a flashlight to candle the eggs. I get a box to move one of the broody hens to a separate location. And I'm going to leave one of the broody hens where she's at with most of the eggs so that we have, if you move a broody hen, they might not stay broody. So I was really nervous to move any of the hens because I was going to keep 2 clutches of eggs. So anyway, I open the door and then the cat just shoots out. And I'm like, no, Mittens! Mittens just shoots out, and it's my son's cat, and she's not an outside cat, she's an inside cat, 100%, and so, I don't know. So I run and chase her, and she is hiding under the van, and I'm like, shining the flashlight, come out, Mittens, come out, and then she's gone, and I have no idea where she went, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I just gotta do my chickens, and then I will look for Mittens, and hopefully I can find her. If not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So then I do the chickens, and I filmed all of that for you guys, and then I come back in the house, and I'm like, no, first I circle the property one more time to see if I can find her outside. Then I come back in the house and I'm like, Ryan, the cat's gone. He had to go to work super early, so he was getting ready to wake up in like an hour. So it was like 3 o'clock by this time, I think. And so I'm like, the cat's gone. And he's like, it's fine, whatever, I'm tired. You know, like, don't wake me up. I only have an hour left to sleep. And then I'm like walking out to the living room and there's the cat. She's in the house and I'm just like, what the heck? You're in here? So I think that the cat has actually been using the doggy door because she didn't come in the door that I was using, which is our back door, and that we have a cat door on that door, but we haven't been using it because every time we have an inside-outside cat, they always get eaten by something, and they're always just gone. They just disappear. And so we didn't want an inside-outside cat. We want a total inside cat. So we've locked up the cat door, but we did install a doggy door this winter in the front. And we put a baby gate up in our laundry room, so our dog's bedroom is just like the laundry room. So I'm thinking that Mittens came in through the doggy door and jumped over the baby gate, and she was just in the living room because I'm like, how did you get in here? So funny. Anyways, that was just crazy what happened. But yeah, so the cat's fine, and she got in the house without my help, so I guess she's pretty self-sufficient. But let's talk broody hens really fast. Broody hens. So when you have a broody hen, you usually don't want to move them. You just kind of want to leave them there. But I had 5 chickens in this broody hen. I had 3 broody hens, 1 non-broody hen, and 1 rooster. I definitely don't want the non-broody hen in there. And she's really old. She's like 5. And I don't think she lays eggs anymore, which I'm going to find out if she's laying eggs because now she's separated. So I don't know if she's even laying eggs anymore, but I didn't want her or the rooster in there for sure because they will peck little baby chicks to death. I know it sounds morbid, but that's just what happens. I've lived and learned. It's happened to me, and it was pretty horrifying and sad. So I already know that I only want 1 hen in there to raise the babies. So, and they should be hatching within the next 2 to 3 days. They look really good. They look like they're gonna hatch. So fingers crossed that she has. So I have 1 white chicken. She's a bantam chicken, and she is broody, and she's sitting on these 5 eggs. I gave her 5 eggs last night that look like they're in the same stage of development. So she'll sit on those till they hatch. And then I moved one red hen with 2 eggs. There were 2 eggs that look like they're about 4 or 5 days into the incubation cycle. So I moved those 2 eggs with her into another we have, our chicken coop is divided so that we could brood chicks in there. I wanted it that way so that we could brood chicks in one side and have the adult chickens in the other side. So I moved the red hen with 2 eggs. If she gets up and decides not to incubate them, it was only a loss of 2 eggs, not 5. So I'm excited. I have 2 clutches of eggs. And this morning I checked on her and she was still sitting. So yay, I think it was successful. So when you move a broody hen, you want to do it at night. And you want to get some kind of a box to put the eggs in first, because the eggs are nice and warm because they're under her. And then you lift the chicken and set her gently on the eggs, and then you just move the whole box together so that she's not freaking out. Like, she's like, okay, I'm on my eggs, it's fine. And then I just set her there and leave her alone. So I've left her alone all day. So I hope that she is chilling in there. And the other thing I was going to say is the reason I decided, because I could have left all 3 broody hens right there. I decided not to do that because I don't want them fighting over, well, this is my baby or this is my baby. Like, I don't want any confusion. I want there to be one mom with a clutch of eggs to hatch them. And that will be much easier for the chickens. They're not very smart creatures, obviously. And it will just be better. I will have less of a chance of losing any chicks this way. So hopefully we'll be having 7 babies though. And here's all these very random clips that I did last night. I hope you enjoy. And just a little bit of tips of like why I moved them. Like, why would you even move them? Why shouldn't you just leave them? Like, I think sometimes we think that animals are like us and they think that, oh, we're just all one big family treating each other nicely, and it's just not the case. Chickens are animals, and they're not going to be like, oh, well, you're my little niece. They're going to peck it to death. Like, it's pretty sad and intense and scary. So, yeah. So that's why I moved them. Less of a chance of baby chicks getting pecked to death, less of a chance of the mother hens fighting over whose babies are who, and it'll just be easier this way. Plus, the one didn't even have any eggs underneath her, so I put her, and she's not broody anymore. I just moved her over with the rooster and the non-broody hen. And so, yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my random middle of the night video. Hey everybody, it is very early in the morning or very late at night, whatever you want to look at it. Emmett woke up and I realized I didn't do something that I wanted to do. I wanted to move all my chickens around, the ones that were broody. I hope you can hear me. I'm talking kind of quietly. I need to move 2 of the broody hens out and leave 1 of the broody hens, because I had 3, if you remember that. There's one that hasn't been very consistent, so I'm definitely going to move her out with the rooster and the other hen that's not broody. The other broody hen, I'm going to take the eggs that are the slowest along in incubation, so the ones that haven't developed as much, and move them to my separate place that I have in the chicken coop for raising chicks. So I'm going to move her with those eggs. I think there's 2 or 3 that aren't very developed, but I'm going to move her and see if she'll keep sitting. If not, that's okay. I do have an incubator I could set up. Also, I haven't brushed my hair. But I'm going to leave the white one because she has been really consistent. She hasn't moved from her spot. I'm going to leave her with the eggs that are closest to hatching. The reason I want to move them around is because chickens will peck chicks to death if it's not their mom. So a broody hen will totally raise the chicks just fine. They hatch underneath her. It's the coolest process. But all those other adult chickens that are in there, they just see little chicks moving and they peck them to death. It's pretty awful. And I've had it happen quite a few times, so more than I'd like to admit. So I don't want that happening this time. So that is what I'm doing. I am going to be preparing a box to move broody hen number 2 to a separate location, and then I'm also going to be moving my chickens that are not broody to the other part of my chicken run. It's not the most ideal situation because I'm gonna have the duck and 5 hens and a rooster in a smaller area than I would prefer, but for a few days to a week, it will be okay. So that's what I'm doing. So I've moved. So the cat got out, which sucks because it's Levi's cat, but hope it doesn't get eaten tonight. Anyway, I have moved over the first 2 hens, oh, it was a hen and a rooster, the first 2 chickens, to that spot over there. And now I'm going to take a look and see which of the hens are sitting good. And I'm going to take the one that's sitting the best. First, I'm going to take the one that's sitting the worst and put it with those other 2 chickens. So there will be a rooster and 2 hens in this other pen that I have back here. I also closed off the coop. I'll have to show you this in the morning, but I closed off the coop, and that means that my regular sized chickens won't be getting in with my little chickens. So, and the duck will be in there too, which the duck is kind of messy, so it'll be interesting. But we love her. She's our only duck. She's lucky ducky. She survived. But these hens look pretty cozy. They've kicked away all their straw. But I'm thinking the white one gets to stay in here. But I don't know. She's in a different spot than I had thought she would be. And I thought she would be in that corner. They're all sitting good, so... Oh, now I get to decide which one goes to the other one, coop. Maybe I'll take 2 and let them sit in this box right here since they're used to sitting together. I don't know. Okay, so these eggs look to be about the same age. These 2 are the ones that are not. The white hen had the most eggs under her, so I'm going to leave the white hen with these eggs. I'm going to get them back under her as quickly as I can. And as carefully as I can. So she's got 5 eggs. This hen had the other 2 under her, and this had none. So I'm going to take this one out and put it with those other 2. Okay, I gave her the 5 eggs that are closest to hatching. I moved 3 chickens over there. They're very disoriented. That's why it's best to do this at night. I moved my last hen in there on the other side of this door. I kind of don't want to stress her out because she's the one who got moved the farthest, but I will show you really fast where she's at. I put her facing this way, so in the morning that if she doesn't want to see the other chickens in here, because all my chickens are in here, my big hens and my 1 rooster and our duck. She sleeps down there. But I saw some eggs in here I'm going to grab really fast. I forgot to check this evening for eggs. Oh, there's just 1, but there's still an egg. It's best if they don't have it out here in the morning. I'm going to have this watered down for the ducks. And then I have this. I used to have a string tying this up, but I don't want my string in, so I'm blocking them off. It's just a Tupperware, but it should be. I mean, I don't think they're going to try and push that over. The duck might, but anyway. There's our hen with 2 eggs, and we'll see if she'll sit. She's the one that got moved, so she is not going to be happy camper in the morning, but she might stay sitting. She seems pretty broody, so anyway, moving chickens at night. It's the next morning, so let's check on everybody. The white hen is still sitting very good in there. You can't see her, but I can. These 3 are doing great. They're totally happy with their situation. I gotta get them some food and water. Let's go check on our other broody hen. Oh, she's doing great, guys. Fabulous. So I brought these bowls out for her to give her food and water in. So it's definitely way more crowded in here than I would like. I have 5 hens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 rooster, and 1 duck that is also a hen, and she lays her eggs in here. I didn't want to move them. That space outside where I have my 3 little hens is bigger, but these hens have gotten so used to laying in a nest box that I didn't want to mess up their routine because I really enjoy having the eggs clean up off the ground. So this will be fine. It's a little small for what I like to keep my hens in, but they'll be okay until those chicks hatch. I'm super excited. This one has just totally accepted the move, and it looks like she's going to be sitting on those 2 eggs just fine. I'm going to get her some food. Tomorrow I'm going to go over with you what I feed my hens that are laying. Oh, don't you dare escape. I got to close that really fast. They are used to free ranging. Well, it's been a year since they free ranged, but they still remember it, and that's why I feel bad that they're in here. But they're getting older, and just want to keep them safe. Guess I could show you those while I'm moving this. This is temporary situation here. I'll need to clean it out a lot more when put them all in here. Anyway, here's for you, sweetie. What? I don't know, just a minute. No. Let's go, guys. This hen is really old. I'm excited to have them in here because I don't know if this hen is laying eggs anymore, and I would like to know. So it'll be nice that they're totally separated from everybody else, and we'll see if they lay eggs. If these 2 are still laying, this hen is about 5 years old, and that's pretty old in the chicken world. So that rooster's only a year old, though. He's very cute. He is Hey Hey's son. Hey Hey died last year, so, but he is a really pretty bird. Anyway, chickens don't usually live very long. But these 3 get a nice big space. Well, those ones are kind of crowded in there, so I might think about moving them. I just really like that they've learned how to lay in nest boxes, and I don't want to confuse them. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a great time. I guess it was today and last night with this video. Thank you for subscribing. If you are new to our channel, we really appreciate the subscriptions and the comments, and I read them all, and I read them to my family, and we get excited to see comments, and we're excited to share all of the progress that we're making on this property, and all the things that we learn, we're sharing with you as we learn them. So thanks again, and if you're enjoying following along with us, go ahead and like our videos. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.